Hey loves, it's Chellbee. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Chellbee, the vlogger behind Chellbee.com. Today I'm back with another video and we're talking about how to set goals for 2018 that you actually accomplish. Because what's the point in setting goals if you don't accomplish them, right? So I'm not necessarily a huge advocate of New Year's resolutions because, like most of you probably already know, when we set resolutions for ourselves, especially New Year's resolutions for ourselves, they're usually vague, we're usually not consistent, and we usually have forgotten about them by February. So instead of talking about resolutions, I thought it'd be more important and helpful to talk about your goals for 2018. And I feel like it's probably easier for me because like I'm an obsessive planner and like goal setting is a thing for mine, and I'm just like a goal getter overall. So I will make sure that I link the blog post on goal setting because I have like two, including a freebie that kind of walks you through what we're going to talk about today, and it's a goal planning workbook. And it's just kind of to help you make the most of 2018 or plan the best year. So I will link both of those things below, the two blog posts, and in those blog posts they actually both have printables to help you make the most of your year. So one of the most important things you can do when you're goal setting, which I feel like isn't obvious, but I'm gonna say it because you just never know, everybody is at different points, is write down your goals. Like, it's so important that you write down your goals. You can't just say it in your head, you can't just talk about it, you need to write them down. Like, what are your goals? What is it exactly that you want to accomplish for 2018? And be specific. Now, I'm not a big advocate for SMART goals because I just feel like SMART goals are more for businesses. As somebody who went to business school, I can tell you that's something we learned in business school, so that's really more what it's relevant to. So when I say be specific, it has nothing to do with the SMART goal thing. Throw that out of your head, toss it to the back of your brain, not important. Just be specific as to what you want to accomplish. If you want to lose weight, don't just say you're going to lose weight in 2018. Give yourself an amount of weight you want to lose. If you want to change your diet, don't just say, I want to be more healthy. Like, what is it that you are planning to do to be more healthy? Are you going to, cut out fast food? Or like, what is it that you're going to do? So being specific is one of the most important things you can do when you're setting your goals. You don't have to like be super specific and go crazy with it because things could change, things probably will change, and that's completely okay. But when you're specific, it just makes it easier for you to know what you're working towards and to kind of track yourself, which we're going to talk about. So write down your goals and be specific with your goals. Those are both really important things. Along with being specific with your goals, set a deadline. Even though these are your goals for 2018, losing 10 pounds is not something you need the whole year to do, right? You can probably lose 10 pounds in 6 months or less. It just depends, how you want to go about it. But setting deadlines, it's a way for you to measure or pay close attention to, and I hate to use measure because that goes back to SMART goals, but it's just a way to help you like focus, pay attention to, and kind of consistently work towards your goals. For me personally, I look at my goals monthly. You don't have to look at your goals monthly, but you do want to set a time period for when you're going to like look at your goals, see where you are, see what changes you can make, and this way you are like intentional about your goals. Because what you don't want to do is like let 3 months go by and you haven't looked at your goals, you haven't evaluated how you're doing with your goals. Like, you're just kind of letting time pass, and before you know it, like 2018 is going to be over and you won't have done or accomplished anything. So setting like those time periods at the very beginning, setting that deadline for yourself and saying, I want to accomplish this goal by December, or I want to accomplish this goal by May, whatever the deadline is, setting that deadline and also knowing at what point you're going to evaluate how you're doing is really important to making sure that you actually meet your goals. And that can actually help you exceed your goals, because if you say you want to lose 10 pounds and you set the deadline of May, you may find by May that you've already lost 12, and you may decide to make a stretch goal to lose 20 pounds for the year. You know what I mean? So setting those evaluation periods or those little check-ins for yourself is really important for like helping you push forward, progress, and just evaluate how things are going, because you might find that maybe your goal is like unrealistic, or you may find you need more time than you originally thought. Heck, you may even find that goal is not necessarily important to you anymore. So don't be afraid to change your goals. Like, it's okay for your goals to evolve. It happens. It definitely happened to me in 2017. Some of the goals that I set for myself, like by the middle of the year, I just realized they were not important to me, and it wasn't working. It wasn't important to like my overall idea or plan or purpose that I thought that I had for my life. And so sometimes you'll find during those check-ins that maybe some of the stuff you wrote down isn't necessarily in line with or aligned with what you feel your purpose is. And that's okay. So that's why we need those check-ins, because sometimes there's things that we put on our list that don't need to be on our list, sound like a great idea, but just may not fit in with who it is we want to be. It may not be relevant to everyone. It really depends on your personality type and what you're working towards. But if you're not someone who is goal-oriented, starting small is so key when you're setting your goals for 2018. There's no goal that's too small. So if you know that like last year you had 2 goals, or maybe you only had 1 goal last year and you didn't do that, I would say for 2018, start small. Maybe you have 3 goals, make sure 2 out of those 3 goals are something that's very realistic, can easily be attained. And I'm not saying don't stretch yourself, because you should have at least 1 stretch goal. But don't set goals that are going to end up demoralizing you in the end, because you know that it's not something you either have time for, or it's something that maybe is unrealistic for where you are currently. It's better that you start off with 2 small goals and 1 stretch goal and take action, than to start off with 3 huge goals and do nothing, and accomplish nothing. We want to end the year feeling good about ourselves. We want to go through the year feeling good about ourselves, and we want to keep progressing and growing. And if you set goals that are unrealistic at the very beginning, the likelihood of you following through with it is probably going to be slim to none. Let's just be realistic. One of the other tips that I think is important is finding either an accountability partner or a mentor. Depending where you are on the goal setting spectrum, depending where you are as far as like goal setting, if you're new to goal setting, or if you're pretty experienced with goal setting and you know that you can kind of make your goals happen, I would say if you know you can make your goals happen and you kind of trust yourself to keep going and to get things done, then definitely accountability partner is going to be the best fit. But if you know like goal setting is not your thing, you usually have issues with being consistent and you rarely get stuff done, you're like the queen of procrastination and you don't usually have like your final product that you expected to have, I would say find a mentor. Find someone who will hold you accountable, who is good about keeping track of things, who is consistent. Find someone who is going to balance the things that you are missing, so that way you can actually get stuff done. Ultimately, don't be afraid to adjust and adapt. There may be times where you find that maybe the goal that you originally set just isn't realistic for the timeline that you originally planned, or maybe things just don't pan out the way you expected. Circumstances happens, life happens. So don't be afraid to adjust, to make changes to the plan, to make changes to the deadlines. You have to really look at the situation, like look at how things are going, evaluate it, try to find another method or another way about going about it. Don't keep doing the same thing, because that is insanity. If you see it's not working, find another way. You know, look for other solutions, other options to go about your goal, so that way you can actually make progress and then start again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I have rambled and ranted longer than I planned to, but hopefully it was helpful. I will make sure that I leave the links to the 2 blog posts about goal setting below. They also have printables, which would be really helpful, especially if you're trying to figure out how to make 2018 your best year. I have a goal planning workbook that is just perfect for everything that I've talked about today. So definitely make sure you check out the description box. If you have not already, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit subscribe so you can be notified every time I post a new video. All right, you guys, I'm gonna see you next time.